Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy K0Cancher with a GTA car customization, and this time we are doing the BF injection, also known as a buggy. This car has its good parts, it has its bad parts. Overall it's a pretty good car. I'm going to show you handling, braking, acceleration, and just some of the basics. Hope you guys enjoy. Sit back, relax, let's get right into this. Now getting right into the car customization, this car is okay when it comes to customization. It doesn't have lots of features. You can't really change the wheels. You upgrade some of the basics like the xenon lights and stuff like that, the plates, and just really basics. I don't even think you can tint the windows, but in terms of changing body mods and stuff like that, there really isn't much. There really is none. You can't change like the guard in the front or none of that. It's just really the only real thing you get out of this that's actually customization is the texture inside the paint where it looks like it's dirty and stuff like that. That's all you really get. Other than that, there's nothing really else. You get pop pink burnout smoke, which I put it on this car and it doesn't really look hot pink, but other than that, there's no big customization to this car. So this car is okay on customization, but I wouldn't give it my #1 pick. Now getting into actual acceleration and braking, this car acceleration isn't the best. In terms of on asphalt, this car it does have a decent top speed. It's not the best, but that's not what this car was made for. This car wasn't made to go fast. It wasn't made in the game in the intentions of, oh, it's gonna be a supercar. It was made in the intentions of mainly thinking of off-roading. So you really have to expect that when you get this car. The braking on this isn't the best. It does take a while to brake, especially from a standing point. In a little bit, you guys will see how long it actually takes for this vehicle to brake, and it's okay. It's not really the best though. I nearly made it almost halfway on that, and on the next pillar, I get like basically through the whole pillar. So the brakes on this, they could have had some tweaking, especially considering it's off-roading, because you want to stop when it comes to off-roading. And right here is where I brake, and I nearly make it all the way to the other side. So the braking ain't the best. That's one thing. If I would have to fix this car, that would probably be the only thing in terms of fixing. Now when it comes to actual handling, this car will take a turn, and since it doesn't have a crazy top speed, it'll take it perfectly fine. You don't have to brake that much, especially on a curvy road. The only thing, it does feel like a heavy car, when in reality, if you were to really compare it, it ain't that big. And it shouldn't be that heavy. For an off-road, you want a heavy car for it to stick to the ground. But in the game, it's a tiny little car, has a small wheelbase. It shouldn't be as hard as it is to actually turn. And this car does take a little forced turn. You don't need to slow down for some turns, but it does take a little bit of a extra force, and which is weird considering it's a small wheelbase car. This car shouldn't have to take that much, and it actually does. But when it comes to sliding and turning in terms of a slide, this car will slide actually pretty well. If you have a decent speed, this car will continue through it, which is one good thing about it. It's okay when it comes to slow drifts, but it's not the best. When you're going slow, the car does need some extra speed just to get that good solid drift, and right here that one was pretty clean. But in that sort of sense, handling is okay. Drifting, it excels better in drifting than it does in actual handling. Now where this car actually excels the most is when it comes to off-roading. I took it up this hill, and you don't go up crazy fast, but it's not like you're struggling. It's not like am I going to make it up to the top, am I not? This car will take it absolutely no problem. There's a point when I was recording these clips where my wheel locked up, and it would still take these hills no problem. And the only thing is sway a little to the right, but other than that, it would take it just straight up. And it should be harder with a locked up wheel, but when it comes to actually off-roading, this car is just amazing with it. It takes stuff no problem. It takes it on, and it doesn't, that's what she said, and it doesn't struggle. That's the good thing about it. And that's probably where the car excels the most, and what the car was really made for in GTA. That's where my wheel actually started locking up, and I was taking hills no problem. But other than the handling and the braking, this car is just amazing for off-roading. Now what do you guys actually think of this car? In my opinion, if I would have to go for off-roading, I'd give it a 4.75, 5 out of 5. I'd give it just the max. If it would come to an actual street situation, I would have to give it probably like a 3-ish, because the thing is, it does take a while to accelerate. Its handling is a little thick on the side, and its braking isn't the best. But when it comes to off-roading, this car is probably where it excels the most and what it was made for. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.